Carrie Tate from the Globe and Mail. I'm wondering if the story in today's Globe and Mail about China and the last election, whether that demonstrates the need for a foreign agent registry to track, monitor, influence on behalf of other countries.
First of all, with regards to the Globe story, it's clear that Justin Trudeau has been covering up the interference of the authoritarian regime in Beijing. He claims he never knew anything about it. But is it really believable? Is it really believable? Is it really believable that CSIS would write an entire report and share it with foreign governments without actually telling our own Prime Minister? Is it really believable that the many reports that have been written over the last 4 years about this, that have now come to light in newspapers because they've been leaked by courageous whistleblowers inside our intelligence apparatus, never were brought before the Prime Minister of Canada? Of course that is not believable. Justin Trudeau knew about this interference, and he covered it up because he benefited from it. He is perfectly happy to let a foreign authoritarian government interfere in our elections as long as they're helping him. And according to the Globe and Mail story today, this foreign authoritarian government wanted to see Justin Trudeau as Prime Minister because they knew that he would work for their interests rather than Canada's interest. And that's why he's covered up this information for so long.
As reported in the Globe and Mail today, CSIS has evidence that the Chinese government interfered in the 2021 elections. My question for you is, when the government learned of this, why didn't they expel the Chinese government diplomats involved?
I have been saying for years, including on the floor of the House of Commons, that China is trying to interfere in our democracy, in the processes in our country, including during our elections. We are aware of this, and I can assure you that our intelligence and security agencies have been working very hard over the past many years to develop more and more tools to counter this, to make sure that our institutions are kept safe. This is not a new phenomenon. This is something that countries around the world have been grappling with for a long time, and Canada is no exception. But what I think is also really important to say is that for the 2019 and for the 2021 elections and for elections going forward, this government created a panel of top civil servants who would lean on all the information provided to them by our security agencies like CSIS to ensure that interference by foreign actors does not affect the running or the outcomes of our elections. And I can emphasize once again that Canada has some of the best and most robust elections in the world, and all Canadians can have total confidence that the outcomes of the 2019 and the 2021 elections were determined by Canadians and Canadians alone at the voting booth.
CSIS reports that we reported on today, they talk about, for instance, the Consul General in Vancouver bragging about how they defeated two Conservative MPs. There are countless examples in there of Chinese state interference. Why did this task force you're talking about not tell Canada anything about this? And what happened to your foreign registry?
We have, like I said, known for a long time that China and others engage in foreign interference in Canada, including during our elections. And certainly, the fact that a Chinese diplomat would try to take credit for things that would happen is not something that is unseen in diplomatic circles around the world. The fact is that the work that CSIS has done, including with our election integrity panel, headed up by our top public servants, will always ensure that any risks to our election or to the integrity of those elections get highlighted to Canadians.